All right, ladies, gentlemen, those neither and in between, welcome to day 2 of TwitchCon San Diego 2024! Thank you so much. Now, I know you guys are really excited about today's panel. We've got some darling panelists over here, but then we have another round of applause for 10 years of streaming for Hermitcraft SMP! Fabulous. Now, I'm going to let these darling panelists introduce themselves. I don't think you need me to do it. So I'll see you guys a little bit later on for the Q&A. Take it away, guys.
Well, hello there. Thank you so much for coming out, spending the time at TwitchCon with us. And everybody at home, we love you. Wish you could be here, but we're glad you're with us too. Thank you. 10 years of streaming. And we appreciate you kind of celebrating that with us. And we've got an incredible lineup of panelists here. We don't have everybody, of course, but we've got Tango Tech. Created the greatest Minecraft survival build ever, decked out. Let's give it to Tango for that. My partner in crime, Cub Fan 135. We got some Convex fans in the audience, right? Yeah. Impulse, well done today. You did fantastic. Our Hermitcraft dad, thank you, Impulse. Always keeping us going. We appreciate you, Impulse. We love you. Skiz. Our Ted Lasso of Hermitcraft. Hi, Joel. All the way from the UK, Joel. Thank you for coming, Joel. That's a long flight. We appreciate it.
Of course, anything for you, Ska. Anything for you.
Careful around this one. Gemini Tay or Gemini Slay. And Pearlescent Moon, who lights up the room. Pearl lights up every room and is not just a Minecraft builder, but a Minecraft artist. I'm Scar. Ten years is a long time. A lot goes up and down in that time, but Hermitcraft has persisted. And it's many, many more people out there than just us here, so always a big shout out to the other Hermits that couldn't make it. But how do we make it? How do we do this? How do we make it 10 years?
Family.
Oh, wait, is that what
we
we're
don't
here
know
to talk
either.
about? We're here to talk about how we've survived 10 years together, and we haven't,
Mr. Meetings, tell
we haven't
us.
had any. Yeah. Well, first of all, we got to stay very organized. Every other Thursday, we get together, we talk about what's happening. No, that's not why. That's not why we're still together after this long. Really, what it is, and it's pretty simple actually. It's just a group of friends that came together. And we love playing Minecraft together and just hanging out together, and we enjoy each other's company. And over the course of 10 years, that has never changed. In fact, if anything, it's grown stronger to the point to where now we feel like an absolute family. We care for each other's well-being. We're always looking after each other. We understand when people need to take a break and step away for their mental health or other reasons, and we're always there to support each other when they come back. We're always asking each other, I know you've been gone for a while. Is there anything I can do to help you get the ball rolling again when you come back? And we just, I think that's what it is. It's just the foundation of friendship and the love of gaming together.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. How did we get here? Any fun experiences joining Hermitcraft? I know when I got my message from Azuma, said, do you want to join Hermitcraft? And I'm like, yes. But Tango Impulse, you have a more interesting story joining.
Yeah, I think I was the first Hermit online who was whitelisted without being a member. I was brought on to help Mumbo with his iron farm, like at least 10 years ago. Yeah, at least 10 years ago. And then we had a great time, and shortly after that, I got my message from Azuma saying, "Hey, do you want to join us?"
So casual.
I want to give my story. I want to give my story because it's just too good.
Go.
So There's this little podcast that him and I do called the Imp and Skiz podcast. And, we were setting up and we were getting ready to go, and our process is typically camera rolling, do the clapper and all that stuff, and we're good to go. We're just about to start. He goes, hold on, I want to talk to you about something. And he just kind of gives the backstory on how new members had been brought up as an idea. He's like, your name came up, and I'm like, did it? And then he tells me it was pretty outstanding. Everybody was in agreement, and I got the invite, and I'm like, why are we filming this? And it was because everybody wanted to see it at some point, and we ended up showing the world that, so it was pretty special. Yeah.
Hi, Scar. I think I have a kind of a unique experience, as I was actually at Grian's 30th birthday party, which was in a field. I was actually setting up a tent at the time, which, by the way, I'm not sleeping in a tent again. Awful. But yeah, like, I think, has anyone else been asked in person? Because Grian asked me in person if I'd like to join, and I was just like, yeah, sure, this is your birthday, but thanks, man. It feels like my birthday now. But yeah, I think that was quite a unique experience, and yeah, of course, I was like, sure, straight away, basically.
Mine is pretty boring, to be honest. I was working during COVID in a hospital, and I got a message from Exuma during my lunch break. I was like, why is Exuma messaging me right now? This doesn't make any sense. And he invited me to Hermitcraft. And I was still kind of confused after that, to be honest. But then I joined the meeting, and I was like, okay, it's real. It's fine.
I love the consistent through line of Azuma. Would you like to join? And it's always a shout out. 10 years would not have happened without Azuma. No. Like a little shout out for Azuma. A very selfless person that puts himself out there to keep this server going countless times. So big shout out to him as always. Yeah. Pearl, when you came in, you got thrust into Bodom, one of the biggest stories the server's ever done.
I'm telling you, wait, it was working. That was terrifying. Coming in with all the 4 boys just going crazy on the boat and pole, like, get on top of the boat. And I had no idea what was going on. And next thing I know, I'm sitting in a boat in a block with a cake on top of my head or something like that. I don't know. But it was so much fun, but it really put me on the spot for such amazing content creators, and it's so cool to be a part of it. So.
Pearl, do you remember first week on Bodom when you looked around and you're like, oh, everybody's bases are facing towards the center, except for mine.
I had to. It was just going to bother me if I just kept it that way. So I'm just like, you know what, Impulse, you helped me out, man. Turn it around, and it was so much better. You know?
We tore that down and rotated it in no time. That was great.
No regrets. 100% worth it.
That story was so fun because it was so organic. The story of it's hilarious. Like, Mumbo and Grin are in a boat. I try to get up onto the boat, so I just swim behind them. We all end up on poles together. And one of the coolest things, at least in my experience with Minecraft, is Bodom. And it just shows the testament of Hermitcraft and its storytelling, and especially being so organic as we just flow through. But that also leads to a question that we also get a lot from our audience, is that how do we, once again, 10 years, how do we do this and not get burnt out? That's very common with not only what we do, but with other stuff everyone does, especially in creative fields. How do we avoid that?
Shorter answer is we don't. We do get burnout. It happens. I think it's the first step to admitting that, is that we do get burnout. And sometimes you just got to take a step back and take your time, really. And you just got to admit when you are burnt out. And sometimes you push through it. You just keep going. And then you find you're fine again. But take a break and take a moment.
Yeah, one trick I use is there's so many different ways to play Minecraft, as we all know, right? And anytime I get burnout on one specific aspect, whether it's building something with redstone or challenging myself to do a big build or make a game or whatever, I find that as I start to get burnout, it's typically on one of those styles of play, and so I just pick something else to do. Maybe I'll go make a parkour course or something, or just go bug my friends for a little while because I don't feel like, finishing the Dwarven Keep or whatever. But, sometimes things happen though, and like Pearl said, burnout is unavoidable, so I picked up a different game for a little while. It was called Phasmophobia, so... That was fun, and then I was ready to come back, strong for season 10, and we've been having such fun so far this season.
It's also supporting each other through this, because people will jump out and people wonder, like, where'd this person go? We're always in communication with everybody in the group, and supporting each other is another reason why we are still here. We're all on the same page, we're all friends, and we support each other. That's how we are still, after all these years, which is really cool.
Scar, I want to double down on that for a second, because as one of the new guys, and Joel, I'm sure you can attest to this as well, I got to see something that I think this crew just kind of got used to after a while, right? Because their support of each other is so very strong, and all the different SMPs that rise and they fall and they rise and they fall. So what is so different about Hermitcraft? It's that there is a genuine investment in each other's success. And I was able to see that firsthand as a new guy. Everybody was curious, how's your numbers? How's your viewership? How's this going? What can I do to help you? There was nothing in it for them, nothing. But they thrived off seeing me succeed. I don't think anybody cares about this guy, but they thrived on me and seeing me succeed. No
one messaged me though. What the?
I care, Joel. I care.
You're in a different time zone. I miss you. I want to see you on the server. But every time I did something, they wanted to know, how did your something go? And that was probably my first realization of this crew is very, very, very different. And it's not only 10 years, but I'm looking forward to coming back for the 20th. There's just no signs of stopping this group.
Yeah, I would say, like, Minecraft is the game we play. It's our platform, but it's not our strength. Our strength is us, working together. So if you get burnt out on Minecraft, the best thing to do, just go hang out with your friends. Help them out, get involved. And
show them how it's done. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
An observation I've made, especially this season, is the branching out of hermits. So we see builders, Pearl doing redstone, getting into the noodles. And we see redstoners building cyberpunk cities. How did you figure out how to do the redstone? Tell other builders, we need help.
No.
That one over there. That one.
I did nothing. It took her about 27 minutes, and she's an expert. I don't know how she does it.
The way you explained it was brilliant.
You learn so fast.
I will say, though, 100%.
There's nothing she can't do.
A big thing to the audience, because I learned so much from the people tuning into my streams, hanging out and giving me all the advice. So that was huge as well. So seriously, thank you so much, everybody, for constantly supporting us in all of our journeys and of our different pathways. Thank you.
That's a great point, because the chat, I think, actually knows more than we do at all times.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Oh, yeah.
And also we're wrong all the time.
But Impulse, how has that been, blending your redstone and your building together? Because that's been a really cool branch out. And once again, it's another thing about our longevity, is we're constantly learning, we're constantly changing, and especially with Impulse this season, that is looking really cool. You and Billy Dubs are killing it.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, I mean, I think the one thing about Minecraft is there's always something to learn, right? As a game, there's just always, there's so much to it that you can't really become the master of everything, but I like to see how many things I can pick up, and when you can combine those different things together, like starting to get the build and then incorporating redstone into them, it like makes them come alive. And I think, that's fun for me. I just love learning things, and I can't wait to continue to grow as a Minecrafter and a streamer and a YouTuber. I just love learning, so it's easy for me to just keep going, keep learning new things. It's fun.
Another aspect is just adding story to your builds. Gem. It's both like spooky and also really
It's a horror
pretty.
build,
How did this start? How did that base start? Because you were telling a story through so much of your builds. It's beautiful.
Well, this definitely comes back to the burnout conversation, because we were just on break in January, as we normally do as YouTubers. And I played Dredge, which is a great game, by the way. You should all play it. And I decided I wanted to build it. And through doing that, I was able to work on the small details, which I was very inspired by these two next to me, Pearl and Scar, who are very good at creating atmosphere in their builds and really focusing in on the little details and stuff. And that is so inspiring to me. I always love looking at my fellow hermits when I need a new idea. It's definitely important.
You better add more pickles.
No.
Yes.
And a shout out from Mumbo. The building and the armor stands. It's really cool to see. I got a front row seat now, especially if I can look right down at him, which is really cool. Which is awesome. So yeah, that's just the longevity of us kind of coming up and down. We have our ups and downs. We learn. We better ourselves over these 10 years. And eventually something really pops off. Decked Out. We've got to talk about Decked Out.
Okay.
I've said it before, Decked Out is the single best survival build in Minecraft. It's both beautiful, game mechanics, and redstone. There is some red ropes in there I don't understand at all, but Tango, like, how did it start? From like Decked Out 1 to Decked Out 2, Decked Out 3?
Yeah, I've mentioned this a lot on my stream.
Hang on. Are you okay to talk about this? I know you've had a lot of time in the dungeon, deep in the redstone.
I haven't seen the sun in 3 months. Yeah, I don't have a voice today, sorry. Where did it start? Well, it started with Decked Out 1, which is where I had an idea about to make a game based off of a famous board game called Clank that I love. And I was like, I'm really enjoying this game. I wonder if I could, I'm always trying to think, can I translate these things into Minecraft and gamify things? And then I just started clicking, and it seemed like it was going to make sense. So fast forward, Decked Out 1 is done, and it was a hit. And then when season 9 started, it was very much like, okay, I could do this and I could do it so much better. So I raised the bar 10 times, and I think I hit it. It was good, yeah, it was fun.
He didn't just build something for himself, he built something for the server. And that's another aspect of maintaining the community that is the server members, is by building and creating content for not just yourself, but for the entire server. And
that is something I always strive for. If I'm going to do something, you know, I get to build it and have fun making it, and I get content out of it, but the end result is making content for each other. You know, whether it's Wordle or Frogger or whatever's going on right now, it's great to make things that the other hermits can then partake in and enjoy as well. So I'm all about the games. Yeah.
How are you so good at Frogger, Cub?
771.
I was a frog in a previous life. But no, it's Etho's made a great game in Frogger. He really has put in the time to make it not only sort of a vanilla thing so that the mechanics feel nice, but also the scoreboard, you get a lot of feedback, so it's very easy to see when you're doing well, when you're not doing well. And man, I have a feeling when I get back, Jevin might be past me, or Pearl might pass me. I don't know.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
It's on. It's on.
Joel, how do you live? Like the
Excuse me?
You could stop right
How
there.
do I
We all
live?
asked that.
We just finished MCC. My brain scrambled. Joel, here's a question I have for you. How do you have your life balance when you build like the most incredible thing day one? It's your
easy.
base is
I don't,
incredible.
is the main answer. No.
Like, do you like give the audience an idea of like how do you brainstorm your build, create your build, and still live a life?
Well, I don't know, to be honest. I just sort of, I don't know. I try and like get off my computer every night at a certain time, or do something else on my computer, mainly playing another game, but not Minecraft. I try and get off Minecraft at like a certain time each night, but I just wake up and I find if I'm just doing something else, I get a bit bored most of the time. So I will just be like, oh, I could design a new build, and I just go in on. I just watch a movie, watch a TV show. I watched the entirety of Gossip Girl through building the base so far. Awful. Don't watch. First season good, rest awful. And yeah, I actually looked at builds, by the way. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was on like season 2, episode 7 on when I was built that one. But yeah, I don't know. I've been playing Minecraft for so long now, and I just like love building and creating stuff, and I just.
Joel,
I honestly don't know, Skiz. How do you do your build, Skiz?
all I know is this.
Okay.
People ask me to describe your city and what you're building, and I'm like, it's pretty much like the most beautiful, out-of-control bacteria growth I've ever seen in my life. It just keeps spreading. It is well, it's beautiful at least, but it's spreading out of control. I'm like, what is this? It's so gorgeous, but it just keeps going to the point to where I'm kind of curious if we just never ended the season, would it just consume the entire server?
I think my PC might break before that happens because it's getting pretty bad right now. I went a bit crazy on the signs and the entities at the start, and that slowed down because my PC was at 30 FPS recording, which is not good. But I don't know. I don't know how I get motivation. I just wake up and I do it, I guess.
It's super impressive. It's always inspiring to wake up because I don't know when you ever get on. I think we're just two ships just crossing in the night.
I mean, I never see you on the server. I don't know why. Every time I log into the server, you're either just getting off or I'm logging out and you're just getting on. So every time I go to your place, I'm like, oh my gosh, where did all these trees come from all of a sudden? And I presume you have the same come to mine and like what the heck? Where does this building come from?
Skiz.
Hi.
Don't take this as a slight. Don't take this as a slight. You're not the best builder, not the best redstoner, but you bring so much personality to the server. You have lit up the server this season. Like tell us a little bit of the thought process of like how you come in and bring so much passion to what you do. And he is a good builder. I'm just making a joke.
I'm not,
the pyramid's
not a good
awesome.
builder. Let's be honest here. I like people. I like people a lot. And I heard, before I was made a hermit, I had heard from the community that I had sort of been a hermit in their hearts for a long time. And it was because anytime I had the good fortune of collaborating with one of you, I always got to the other side of it in a very happy place. And it's because I think my skill set is identifying what the strengths of people are and exploiting those strengths to see what I can do with that person, right? So because of that, I end up having a very good time with that person. The problem is, well, I can't build. So I get onto this server with just nothing but Picassos everywhere, and I'm trying to work my inventory, get that sorted, and I can't do it. But I also can't seem to focus because every interaction I have is just it's just so lovely. I just want to stay there. I just want to stay there in that moment and be with that person. So that's why I have 500 different storylines going on, but I have absolutely no regrets. I'm going to keep working on the building, but that's for me. I want to get better, right? But what I'm not going to stop and what I'm going to really press the gas on is the engagements I have with the people. And it's just, you guys also make it easy because you're all very awesome. You make it super easy. So I'm here for it.
I think Skiz is a perfect example of another aspect of longevity of a server. You have builders, you have redstoners, you have people that bring passion and story, and this all comes together. So when you're looking out there for creating your own server, it's really diversify your audience. You have all sorts of different members, redstoners, builders, and eventually those redstoners will teach the builders, vice versa, which is really cool. And guys, I just can't thank you enough. You guys are all absolutely amazing. And all the hermits at home, also, big thank you to them. So we're just about to start for a Q&A because we want to answer some of your guys' questions, of course. So we have microphones here. And our unofficial hermit, M. Croft here, will take your question.
Thank you so much. I saw you all on Reddit wondering who I am. Hi, everyone. It's me, M. Croft. All right. I confirmed all of your theories. All right, fabulous. So if we could please form a very orderly, nice queue by this microphone. We'll try our hardest to get through as many questions as possible. Of course, as well, if anybody has any extra accessibility, please make sure they go first on the microphones as well. All right, I'm just going to let you guys kind of queue up 1 second. All right, lovely. Hi, how are you doing in the black shirt? What's your question?
Hi. So after all these years, you've had all these different characters and skins. If you could have one of those outfits to own and wear in real life, which would it be?
Decked out, it's right there. Stand up.
Yes, that's a noise!
Swaggin', top hat.
I gotta go with the 5 a.m. pill one.
Cottagecore, season 8, absolutely.
Mine's not a Hermitcraft one, but my Empire Season 2. I just want the muscles mainly.
Well, you see, mine's kind of a no-brainer. It's the hot shorts when I'm the popo. I like those hot shorts.
Woot woot.
I think I've been looking pretty fly in my cyberpunk skin lately, to be honest.
I think I got to go with Fireworks Factory Cub, for sure.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your question. Lovely. Hi, what's your question?
You are all artistic one way or another, just it's natural in your craft. I wonder how it makes you feel to watch other people take what you've created and make their own art from it, whether it be like animations or a drawing or cosplay. Like, how does it feel to watch other people create inspired off of what you've created?
I can tell you it's an honor that defies description. It's actually, I can't even articulate it right, but when we've done something, maybe it's a moment, sometimes it's something the Bob song is one of them. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we do things and it was just a moment that we shared that was really a microcosm example of how great it is when two people are just sharing an energy and then somebody out there, it impacted them, they made animation of it and it's so warming and it's so memorable and it just imprints on me and I love every bit of it. That is exactly how it makes me feel. I did it. I can't articulate it. I'm awesome. I did it, yeah.
Whoa, nice. Thank you so much. Hi, lovely. What's your question?
Hey, I know you guys have members all over the world. I was wondering if you guys had anybody that you wish you could collaborate more, but your schedules don't line up, expanding on what Joel and Scar had said earlier about never seeing each other online.
Joel.
Scar, I'd say.
Joel.
Pearl.
Pretty much everyone for me. I'm just trying to catch everyone all the time.
Well, you seem to be on a lot just playing Frogger games, so if you could just, I mean...
If I just keep playing that, eventually
When
everyone's
I'm
going to
trying to play
turn up,
Frogger
right?
game, can you stop playing Frogger game when I'm trying to play Frogger game? Okay, thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Hi, lovely. What's your question?
So this one's really more going back into the idea of streaming. I've been watching some of you since you guys had like 100 viewers in your streams, and now popping into them, you're hitting like 3,000, 4,000, 20,000 on some. So when did you first realize that your numbers went from this small double digits to nearing, 4 or 5 digits, and how did that impact make you feel?
I stopped streaming in 2020 when my numbers skyrocketed. It took a little bit of an adjustment. And eventually you just kind of realize like everybody's just one big glob. It's just one person made up of thousands of people. And that's how I see the audience. Just one big glob of lots of little faces.
I personally try and not visualize it because, like, by the way, this is absolutely terrifying seeing actual faces. Like, when it's actual people watching, like, you see the numbers and you just think, oh, it's a number. Because if you actually think of it as people, then that's terrifying.
I typically don't keep that screen up that says how many people are watching because if I look at it, I feel like I might get nervous knowing that many eyes are on me right now. But you can usually tell when the chat just starts flying that you've got a lot of people there that are interested in what you're doing, and it makes it so much fun to just know that there's that many people that are being entertained.
Real quick. This is making you nervous here, buddy?
Yeah, always.
Yeah? Okay, work with
Why
me
are
on
you
this.
not?
Joel.
His ego's big enough already. Come on.
Yeah, thanks for making that worse, Skiz. Thanks for making that worse.
Thank you so much. Darling with the microphone, what's your question?
Hi, hello. So I know Tango has talked quite a bit on his streams and stuff about the way that he takes notes, but how do y'all kind of each take notes for your different creative ideas as they come to you? Do y'all have a particular way, or is it just as it comes to you?
I have a stack of papers that's about 300 or 400 sheets thick of just ideas and ideas and ideas. Whenever I get an idea, usually it happens at night, you're laying down to bed and all of a sudden, boom, an idea hits, you got to go and write it down immediately. So that's how I do it. I do it manually, the old-fashioned way, pen and paper, so it's right there, right next to me at all times.
Mine is my notes app on my phone. Most of my ideas come when I'm falling to sleep, and I'll just wake up and I'm like, yes, I've just looked here to see if I can find one, and I've got high B-dubs on the billboard with my face on it in horse heads. So that's where they come from. Just literally lying awake. I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be funny. Put it in the notes app. Sometimes they make no sense when I wake up in the morning though.
I just store mine in my brain. That's why I'm so forgetful.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for your question. All right, lovely. Hi, what's your question?
Hello. I was wondering if you could go back and re-experience a moment from Hermitcraft again, what experience would that be?
I got it. Look at him. When I killed you.
I got one. Couple like this one. Season 8. No, I don't even remember.
Season 8?
I'll let you start it. Yeah.
All right, so Tango once pranked me disguised as a tree. It was the most insane thing I've ever experienced. I had no clue what was going on. You know, I'm thinking, what kind of game mechanics is he exploiting? What is he doing? And it turns out he just put on a tree costume and pranked me with, who was it, Grian?
Yeah. Well, the reason that worked so well is because I started by myself and I got impulse first, yeah. And then we just grew as this mass, and we just like, come on, let's go.
The whole forest came for me. The whole forest.
We got Grian, we got Mumbo, it was just the best idea is when you do prank someone, and then you bring them into that prank to be part of it, to share it with someone else, and you keep moving along.
It was fantastic. It was one of the best pranks I ever had done on me.
Thank you so much for your question. Hi, lovely. What's your question?
I'd like to ask, what is your favorite build that another hermit has made? No repeating answers.
Decked out.
Etho, season 7.
I'll say Grian's Mansion, season 7. That inspired me a lot.
I don't remember the season, but the one it's your screensaver, and I'm like, that is the most beautiful build. It's the one with the, what is it?
It was my season 5 base. It was above an ocean monument with all the mob farms and the pillars and stuff. Thank you. Thank you. I really love it when another hermit does something that's like completely unique, as something you've never seen before. And season 7, one hermit nailed it with Toon Towers. Mr. Tango Tech.
I got to go with the swaggin' that Scar had. Amazing job with that mobile base. You had those little wagons that went out and everything. That was fantastic, man.
Pyramid. The pyramid that Cub built in season 7 is so packed with just life and energy, and I think that's what Cub does. Not only is he a master of color, and I don't know how you do it. You blend these blocks together, but the pyramid is so detailed. So like if you download that world, go through the pyramid, do the parkour, which at the time I was like double tapping W and I couldn't get past the first one, but pyramid for me.
I gotta go real quick. I gotta say Scarland. 100%. It's almost a shame. That's the build that you would. My voice. That's the build that you wish the season would never end, because I know that was the project he was most passionate about for I think his entire life, and I know he wished he could have finished it, and I still owe you a Ferris wheel.
Azuma was so patient. He waited for me to finish the last room in the interior that nobody ever really saw. And he's like, are you done? I'm done.
Like as we were shutting down the server for the last time.
It literally shut down right 1 minute after I logged out. And he's like, new season.
Thank you so much for your question.
Okay.
Hi, what's your question?
Okay, is there anything that, if you could, is there anything that you would go back in time? Let me think. Okay. Do you have any regrets or any mistakes like you've made when making Hermitcraft? And if so, what would you have done differently?
Any regrets or mistakes in Hermitcraft? And if so, what would you have done differently?
Overthink.
Yeah.
Everything, builds, layouts.
Oh, yeah.
I regret making the first Honey song now, as everyone just wants an album, and I don't have the time or patience to do that.
I think season 8, I would have tackled a smaller project knowing that it was going to be a shorter season. Trying to build an entire Willy Wonka factory in, 6 months, 7 months was pretty much impossible.
Oh, we're good? All right, fabulous. Thank you so much. Hi, lovely. What's your question?
Hi. So with like 10 years of content, I've been watching for a while, and I get a lot of people who ask like, oh, where should I start when they like first join Hermitcraft? So like, where would you advise like new people to the community start with watching thousands of hours of content?
I guess kind of in a way going back to the first episode of the season of Everybody and then figuring out which Hermit you prefer to watch out of the style of content, I guess. And then, of course, you've got the Hermitcraft recap. They do a great job.
All right, perfect. I think that's a good answer. All right, hi, lovely. What's your question?
What is y'all's favorite bit that's been done on the server throughout any of the seasons?
Boomers. I loved Boomers. It was so much fun, Tango and B-Dubs, and we would just go and blow stuff up, and it never went correctly. Some people didn't know how to make letters properly with this TNT machine. Somebody rigged something that blew up somebody else's base on accident. That was a fun time.
Yeah, that was good.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Hi, lovely. What's your question?
I can't reach. I can't reach. So when you guys build like all your amazing builds, how do you guys have the ability to like stay awake? Because like season 8, you were building the biggest projects ever.
Pearl.
You had like this wagon, and it was just like crazy. And how do you also have the time to meet up? Because you guys live globally. So like Scar, you had to meet up with like Green and Mumbo during the Boda meetings. It's like, would you have to like wake up at like 5 a.m. to like fit with their schedule?
Luckily, they work in the afternoon, so it kind of works out. I in the morning, they're in the afternoon, so that works out really good for meetings. So.
There's been some times when, you know, we would have a collab that we scheduled where, you know, back with Iscal and Green, and they would have different hours. And I remember getting up at 5 a.m. once and just trying to get rid of the morning voice so that I could sound normal during the clip. It didn't work, but I think I kind of sounded a little sexy with the morning voice, to be honest.
These are the hardest working people I know. We stay up till like 3 a.m. working on our builds. Like somebody told me the other day I was like micro napping. Like they were asking me questions like Scar, and I'm like, hey, how are we doing?
I'll tell you, in terms of, just real quick, in terms of, because how do you just make these builds and do that, the whole grind, there's a lot of grinding, and I'd like to hear from the king of grind, Rub-a-Dub Cub.
That's right.
What, how do you do, I want to know, this is Michael, I have a question. How do you,
You go get
Sure
mine
thing.
like the rest of them.
I'm staying here. I got my own mic. Cub, how do you do it? How do you grind like that?
I just really love Minecraft. I just want to get out there and play. I don't want to wait for stuff to get done, so I just plow through all the way to the end. You know, that's all there is to it. Just make the build.
Cub is the one hermit that never gets burnt out. I don't feel like he just goes. He is a machine.
I do take some breaks here and there, but yeah, I just have really loved Minecraft since I started playing. I think it's the greatest game ever made, personally, but that's just me. And so that really keeps me going. And at any time I have an idea that I need to see visualized, right? I want to make my dreams come true that I have in Minecraft. So that's what motivates me to finish my builds.
All right, thank you so much. Hi, darling, what's your question?
Hi. Oh my gosh, this is nerve-wracking. This is also a shout out to the kind, supportive, and collaborative community that we have. This is especially important to me right now as I go through chemo. My question is that when you are so inspiring to us, the viewers, then how might the community influence or inspire your decision making, not just for builds or redstone, but also for storytelling in Hermitcraft?
So just to repeat, how does the community also inspire you guys?
I can answer this. Sometimes I get fan art and stuff where I see it. Like recently, someone's made a fan art which I want to put in game, where they've built like. Has anyone seen Cyberpunk? Not Cyberpunk. What's the movie called with Ryan Gosling? I've forgotten the name. Blade Runner. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, the latest Blade Runner, where that's very cyberpunky sort of vibe. And someone made a fan art of Lizzie, my wife, from and her. Yeah, Lizzie, woo! I've been having that my whole life, guys. So yeah, someone made a fan art of her, which is based on that movie where she's reaching out and there's a little me and it looks really cool. So I really want to build that in game. So like they've inspired me to like actually put that in game now.
That's lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we love you. Love you.
Hi, lovely. What's your question?
Kind of related to the last question, ironically. What are some of your guys' favorite like fan content made from about the Hermitcraft seasons?
I got to shout out Rusty Courage. I'm doing it. You know, and there's a lot of great, are you here? Right there. Stand up. What are you doing? Stand up. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. There's a lot of great animators out there, no question, and Rusty is always been on my radar. Like I said, we kind of went back to it earlier. These animations, these moments that she's able to capture. And just lock forever her own interpretation of it. That in itself is just so awe-inspiring to me. And you know what? Okay. I'm going to admit something here. There are times when I'm doing stuff on Hermitcraft and I'm like, boy, I hope Rusty animates this part.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Hi, lovely. What's your question?
I don't know if I can reach the microphone. How do you find the motivation and the idea to start a build at the start of the season? Like, Joel, how did you come up with your whole, like, city and, like, like, at the start of the season, do you have ideas already in your head, or do you just come up with them as you go?
Yeah, Joel, tell us about your bacteria. Go.
I think I sort of like, before I joined, I had like a few ideas of what I wanted to do, and I don't know why, I just thought Japanese architecture is just so like cool. I actually was planning a trip to Japan at the time, and I thought, that'd be good, I can get some in real life, inspiration. But I don't know, it's like most of the builds aren't planned out fully. I kind of have an idea in my head of what like it kind of wants to look like at the end. But I sort of just get every skyscraper, every new build as it goes, and yeah, use a bit of Pinterest boards. Love a bit of a Pinterest board for inspiration. Movies, TV shows, any way I can find inspiration, really.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, and our final question today. Hi, lovely.
Hi. So whenever you guys like chose the skins that everyone knows and loves, like what inspired it? Specifically like Tango, what inspired like the red eyes and like the outfit, like for any of you guys?
I have no idea. No, I mean, that was back in 2012, I think. I actually started out with just some generic blue skin. And I was like, well, I guess I'm doing this. I should probably get something I like. And then I just had someone do it. I honestly don't even remember who did it. It's been so long ago, so I apologize. But I just said, give me something that looks technical, and red's my favorite color, and I have no idea why the eyes went red, but that's the way it is, yeah.
I know for me, I'm a scientist in real life, or I consider myself a scientist in real life. And so I wanted, yay, science, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Secret genius.
What's that?
Secret genius over here.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind. You're too kind. But I wanted a scientist skin, so I went with a scientist lab coat for me.
It's pretty wild because when you get started in something like this, you never dream that anything you do is going to become somewhat iconic. And so for me, I was just like, I'm going to try to find a skin that looks like me. And the same thing with the name, too. It wasn't ever something that I thought was going to be, something that people knew. It was just, it was a drum corps that I marched back when I was just getting out of high school. So I was like, that was a fun experience. I'll go with that. And here we are today, and it's like, you all know the name, you all see the skin, and it's evolved a little bit over the years, but it was just me trying to be me.
That's good. You've seen my skin.
It's amazing.
Is it meant to be you?
It's Steve, dude. I didn't do anything. I started like basic. I put on a suit, and like a year later, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be clever and rip my sleeves off. And then we just sort of stayed there. So not a whole deep story there.
Like, you got scientists. Mine's just Shrek.
Yeah.
That's good too.
I used to make Call of Duty videos, and I made montages using Shrek music. So then I put my skin as Shrek, and then I realized I can't really make Shrek merch, as I think Paramount would be too happy with that. So I had to switch it to have the green streak, but I still wear the Shrek clothes. I'm handsome Shrek, in the second movie when he. Yeah.
My favorite thing to do with my skins is change them. I like changing the hair and the outfit, so I don't necessarily have one that I stuck with, but famously my skin has red hair, and I do not. Sorry about that. I have no idea why, truthfully. It was a choice.
Mine's pretty much as basic as it gets. It's just a girl in a dark gray hoodie with some shorts on, and it just came from when I first started playing Minecraft. I needed a skin. I'm like, right, I'm going to be a person that just wears clothes. That's all I had, you know? There you go.
My face with the eyes and the smirk was my mom's idea. She said I look cross-eyed, so she's like, why don't you put them like this, make the mouth go like that? So all credit goes to my mom for my face.
Scar, I just want to say I think it's amazing that every season you pick out a new character and you just embrace it. And day one when we start, we get to see who's Scar going to be this season. And it's something, whether you're a safari guy or you're naked and shooting arrows, it's always different.
Sometimes you can't keep your shirt closed.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Now, I know you guys are all super excited to be here. Do you guys mind being in a little video that we're all going to be filming? Is that going to be all right? All right, I'm going to tell you guys what the plan is, okay? I'm going to walk around and I'm going to film our darling panelists, and then when I pan over to you guys, I want you guys to make as much noise as you can. Now, I know some of you guys might be faceless. That's not a problem. If you don't want to be on the video, feel free to still make some noise, but keep your head down or hands over your face if you choose to. And I think that's pretty much everything. Let's go. Let's make a video.
So what are we doing for dinner tonight, guys?
I didn't hit play.
Kind of hungry. You want pizza or what?
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Get the pizza we got, Bambinos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to get that pizza. We had some really good pizza last night.
Oh, so
Did you have pizza last night?
Yeah, we had Bambinos.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Don't tell anybody. It's a secret.
This is what people are here for.
Yeah.
Pineapple, extra pineapple.
All right, thank you so much. One last time for our panelists today. All right, can we cue that music? Thank you so much for joining us for today's panel. Thank you very much, everyone. The doors are that way. Thank you so much for being here. Lovely seeing you all. Thank you so much. Thank you.